Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby, and today we are talking about what is your self-concept and how to change it. Now, if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this one, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button below, click the bell. It's gonna let you know when I release new videos. And if you like this video, a great way to support this channel is simply by clicking that little thumbs up, that like button. It really helps to spread this information and get in front of more eyeballs. So back to the video. What is a self-concept? Now, if you've watched other of my videos, you know I talk about this a lot. And why? Why am I so obsessed with it? It's because it is so important. It is the critical point in so much of what you want to manifest, so much of what you want to see change. To understand that whatever it is that you're seeing in your current life right now, whether it be about finances or relationship or about your job, it is reflecting a belief you have about yourself. Now, this can be a hard concept for people to wrap their head around. I know I personally had a lot of resistance to it because I was experiencing situations in my life that were absolutely painful, and I was in a state of suffering, and it was so hard for me to accept that I was the origin of this reflection, that I had a belief about myself and I was seeing it reflected back to me. This thing wasn't happening to me, it was happening for me so that I could see something about myself and heal that wound, make a change, and then have a new experience in my life. So your self-concept, all that is, another word for it would be a self-image, how you see yourself. Another way to say it is your Psycho-Cybernetic Mechanism. That is a really fancy way to say a thermostat inside. You have a thermostat, which is a cybernetic mechanism, which means that it is a device in which that it has a set point, and when something gets above or below that point, something's going to click on. And so it will neutralize and go right back to the set point. No matter what the set point is, if it's 90 degrees, if it's 40 degrees, it's going to arrange itself so that it stays around the set point. The same thing happens in your life, in your mind right now. Your behavior, your actions are governed by your self-concept. That is at the foundational root. So you have your self-concept, how you see yourself, and your cybernetic mechanism is going to make sure that it stays at that set point. And you see this so oftentimes reflected. You see somebody starting to lose weight, or maybe they've been struggling with money all of their life and they start doing really well. They start making a lot of money. But then you start seeing different behaviors as they're building up this wealth where they start making really poor choices in which they lose it. And in the end, they go right back to where they started. What's interesting to me is you never go past that. You most likely go exactly to the point in which you started. The reason why is so oftentimes people don't actually change their cybernetic mechanism, their self-concept. That's why you have those situations, and when you start expanding, you start building, and then it's just like a rubber band. You run out, and if you have a rubber band attached to you, it's going to snap you right back to your anchor. So if you want a change in your life significant, you are going to have to change the way you see yourself. And why that is too, is that whatever it is that you think about yourself, you're going to manifest. Another word for that is reveal. Your life right now is showing you, it is revealing, it is echoing back, reflecting back who it is that you think you are, who it is that you think you can be in the world, how you view yourself. So right now, if you view yourself as somebody who is in lack, who is in scarcity in terms of money, in that box, in that set point of who it is you think you are, it could be $30,000, and you don't see yourself deep down unconscious belief level of having more than that, because potentially maybe you were told you weren't very good. You weren't good at making money when you were a little kid, or that all rich people are rude and mean and greedy. So unconsciously you've made choices to stay away from that behavior because you think money is equated with greed or selfishness. So you want to be a good person. So you actually unconsciously are avoiding any opportunities in which you would make more money. There's so many different iterations of this potential in which you have a belief, and even though you want this thing, there's something in the way of it. And therefore your cybernetic mechanism, you want to be a good person, or potentially you can't make more than $30,000, whatever it is and how it's getting you there, you're going to have that point in which is no matter how hard you work, no matter what you try, you will always go back there. Things will happen in your life, just like if it starts getting 75 degrees, the AC is going to kick on in the summer so that it comes back to 70 degrees. It will not allow you to go too too far outside of that box before it comes back. So the way to change this, the way to change your life and get those things reflected in your life, is to change the original call out. And really, it's to change your state of being, to be in alignment with the version of you that thinks and feels from that $100,000 job, from that secure relationship. The reason being because how you think and how you feel is actually what you are calling out. Whatever it is that you are calling out to the universe, you're going to see reflected back to you. So if you start thinking and feeling in different ways and ideas and start really changing the idea you have of yourself, start finding things that contradict your current belief system about yourself. If there's something that you think, okay, people who have money are greedy, people who have money are selfish. Who first told you that? Why is that the case? Find examples of people who are compassionate and loving, who also have abundance, and see how that abundance can actually help and perpetuate love towards humanity. If it's about a relationship in which you're unlovable and you keep finding situations in which you're abandoned, look to see where it was that you were first shown that, where you were first shown that you weren't worthy of love. Who told you those things? Do you in fact abandon yourself first and look for love in other people before you give it to yourself? There's so many different things that happen on a subconscious level, and the only way to get there is to start doing self-inquiry. Start being a detective, an investigator to your own behavior, to your own thoughts. What is the origin to that? Because you are always the cause. You are the call out, the signal to whatever it is that your effect is in the outside world. So your thoughts and feeling are the original cause, and whatever you're seeing reflected back to you is the effect. In the words of Dr. Joe Dispenza, you are causing that effect as you start to think and change your self-concept and include it to be somebody who's whole and complete now. Understand that you do not have to wait for something outside of you to change for you to start thinking and feeling different, for you to start changing who it is that you can be, who it is that you are, who are you born to be in this world. Start being that version now, and then you will see the reflection. You will not change who you are as you see it reflected back to you. I've used this example so many times. You will never be sitting in front of a mirror with a still face waiting for the mirror to smile at you, and then you smile back at the mirror. You have to smile first, and then you will see it reflected back to you. That is exactly how your life works right now. The thing that's frustrating is you are waiting for something outside of you to change your thoughts and feelings, and that will never be what happens. You have to change how you see yourself, who it is that you think you can be, what your ultimate expression of yourself is. Start asking those questions so you can actually have your frontal lobe, which is the CEO, the boss, the command center of your brain. It's going to look and see all the experiences that you've had, all the neurological pathways in your brain right now. It's going to start picking bits and pieces of potentials and weaving new things together, and that's going to give you a new vision. When you are defined by a vision of the future instead of being defined by the thoughts and feelings of your past, that is when you will start seeing a different reflection in your reality. And the only way to do that is to be in the present moment, to understand that right now is the only way that you can create something new. If you are not in the present moment right now, you're simply replaying memories and past versions of you and past experiences. So if you continually recycle that, guess what you're going to get in your future? Just a continuation of your past. And if you're watching this video right now, you are tired of that and you want to change. You need to understand that the power of you changing your self-concept, changing it, who it is that you see yourself to be, changing the assumptions that you have about yourself, about what you're capable of, and about how the world works, starting to contradict those beliefs, which is an idea you've thought over and over and over. And the origin of that is probably not even you. You were told this and you inherited that, and now you are continuing to replay that. Somebody else's limitation has now become your own. And you get to choose that you no longer give it consent and you no longer give it permission, which according to Neville Goddard is the principles to the law of assumption. If you want to change your assumption, change what you're giving permission and consent to be true about your life and about how you operate in the world. As you start to expand that version and vision that you have of yourself and of this life and what can happen, your life will be reflected back to you, whatever it is that you've changed inside. Now, thinking it isn't enough. You have to feel it. You have to convince your body that has already happened before it actually happens. When you visualize and you feel those emotions so strongly, it actually creates the neurological pathways that if someone did a brain scan, it would look like you have already experienced it, even though you have yet to experience it. Your internal world has, therefore your external world will echo that. A strong intent with an elevated emotion is what will change your life, is what will change your self-concept. Starting to expand that and enlarge who it is you can be. You were put on this earth not to live a small life, but to continually push past your own psychological limitations, those emotional limitations, and to heal the wounds that you've experienced so you can share that wisdom, which is that transmuted pain. You deserve to live the life that you dream about. Bring those dreams into your waking life. You can do this. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit subscribe. If you haven't done so already, like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.